Good evening, Commanders. I'm your host, Nathan Clark, with a critical issue from the CMA News Network. Tonight, we address an alarming reality unfolding within our very own borders, a calculated and insidious attempt by the empire to undermine the federal way of life. At a time when we should be rebuilding from the devastation from the Thargoid invasion, we are instead forced to deal with imperial opportunists seeking to manipulate our crisis for their own gain. On December 5, 3310, Titan Kosijo led an unprecedented assault on Sol, bringing death and destruction to the very heart of humanity. As federal forces, including the colonial military authority, fought valiantly to defend our home, imperial squadrons exploited the chaos. Reports confirmed that Imperial Line forces engaged in hostile actions against federal citizens, attacking supply lines, raiding civilian convoys, and engaging CMA pilots in unlawful combat. These were not acts of war. They were acts of piracy, cowardly, opportunistic, and wholly inexcusable. But the audacity of the empire does not end there. Recent reports from across federal space suggest a disturbing rise in pro-imperial sentiment, particularly among vulnerable and displaced citizens affected by the Thargoid War. It is no coincidence that these sentiments align with the so-called humanitarian efforts of Princess Aisling Duval, who masquerades around as a champion of the people while her supporters raid our systems and destabilize our economy. Make no mistake, this is not benevolence, this is an imperial power grab. Shadow President Jerome Archer has made his position clear. There is no room for imperial influence in federal space. In response to these subversive activities, federal counterintelligence agencies have been mobilized to protect our citizens from this political infection. The CMA stands firmly alongside these efforts, ensuring that our space remains secure from foreign manipulation. Meanwhile, the CMA continues to take the fight directly to the criminals responsible. Utilizing the Federal Crime Report Network, our forces have successfully identified and neutralized multiple Imperial Line vessels engaging in illegal activities within Sol, Bernard Star, and other key federal systems. However, these actions come at a cost. Every engagement drains federal military resources, forcing our forces to divert critical assets away from the rebuilding efforts. Our military readiness levels remain under pressure, and federal trade has suffered as a result of increased imperial hostilities. The logistics of war are already immense, and the Empire's actions are only making them worse. Additionally, CMA intelligence reports a troubling trend. An increased number of ships in core federal systems have been discovered carrying imperial propaganda. These materials, designed to erode federal unity, are being distributed under the guise of new ideas and alternative perspectives. But we know better. This is nothing more than an attempt to weaken our resolve, and we must not allow it to take hold. These issues were heavily discussed in last weekend's Admiralty Board Conference, where Fleet Admiral Crane of the CMA Navy addressed the public.
Federal citizens, the time for complacency is over. The Empire is not here to help. It is here to divide us, to undermine our sovereignty, and to claim power where it does not belong. We must stand together. We must be prepared to defend our way of life. The colonial military authority is calling on all able pilots to join the fight. If you believe in the strength of the Federation, if you believe in securing a future free from imperial control, then enlist today.
And there you have it, Commanders, a message that cannot be ignored. The time to act is now. The CMA has drawn the line, and it is up to every federal citizen to decide where they stand. Our systems, our trade, and our very sovereignty are at stake. Join the fight, defend the Federation, and together we will ensure that the Empire's influence is nothing more than a failed whisper in the history books. This has been the CMA News Network. Our mission is your safety, your freedom, your future. I'm Nathan Clark, signing off.